This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Caleb Williams' NFL debut was nearly flawless, and the Chicago Bears dominated the Bills, winning by a final score of 33-6. It's just preseason, so let's not overreact too much, but the Bears won this game in the trenches, dominating the Buffalo Bills on both sides of the ball. I'm going to break down everything you need to know about this one, from Caleb Williams' debut to a great showing in the trenches. Let's go ahead and get right into it. What a debut by Caleb Williams. I'm not sure you can have a better showing without throwing a touchdown. Caleb looked cool, calm, and collected while being in control of this offense. His ability to control the chaos around him and remain poised was on full display today, and his arm talent is just as special as advertised. He was in control of this offense, and everything looked great. His first career pass in the preseason was a 12-yard laser on 3rd and long to DJ Moore. But on the very next play, Caleb was under heavy pressure, and he kind of flipped the ball to DeAndre Swift to avoid a sack, over his shoulder, by the way. Swift would then take the ball 42 yards, setting the Bears up in field goal range, and then Waldron would call 3 straight run plays. It's preseason, you got to be vanilla, and we'd settle for a field goal as Herbert couldn't get the conversion on 3rd and 1. Next drive, Caleb would lead us on a 12-play, 84-yard drive, again ending with a field goal. Caleb started this one out by throwing another 15-yard strike to DJ Moore, and then he threw the highlight pass of the day, rolling out of the pocket, pump faking a defender, and then throwing a strike on the run to Cole Kmet for 26 yards. It was an incredible pass from Caleb, converting his second straight 3rd and long. And then after a Cole Kmet drop and a short run from Khalil Herbert, Caleb had another 3rd and long. This time he would take off on the run and scramble for 13 yards, utilizing what he learned from the slip and slide drill by sliding down safely. On the next 3rd and long, Caleb was under pressure again, and he threw one to the back of the end zone just out of the reach of Rome Odunze. 2 drives, 2 scoring drives. Caleb on 3rd down was incredible. His 3rd down passing number, he had 4 plays. He was 2 for 3 passing for 38 yards, and he had 1 rush for 13 yards, going 3 for 4 on 3rd down conversions and getting another 3rd down conversion on a penalty, meaning he was 4 for 5 on converting 3rd downs when he didn't hand the ball off to Khalil Herbert. That's an 80% conversion rate, and most of those were 3rd and long. Kind of incredible. But the Bears would go into halftime up 6-3, but would finally score some touchdowns in the second half. The first one was on a 4-yard TD run by Velus Jones Jr. The Bears came out with an 8-play, 59-yard drive to stretch the lead to 13-3. Velus would have 4 carries for 16 yards on the drive before the Bills added a field goal to make it 13-6. And then Bagent would get replaced by Brett Rippon, who went 3 and out and gave the Bills a chance to tie the game or take the lead. This was into the 4th quarter, and the score was 13-6. So if you didn't watch the game and you're wondering how it got to 33-6, the Bears defense stepped up in a big way, and we continued dominating the trenches. Last year's undrafted linebacker Micah Baskerville made a big play, intercepting a pass over the middle and taking it to the house for a pick 6, giving the Bears then a 19-6 lead, as Cairo Santos would miss the extra point. But the defense stayed locked down after this, getting multiple sacks and controlling the trenches. The Bears would finish this game with 7 sacks and continue pounding the football. Ian Wheeler would add 2 more late touchdowns, and the Bears would win this one 33-6. Pure domination. The most impressive thing in this one to me was how we controlled the line of scrimmage throughout. On both offense and defense, we controlled the line of scrimmage and dominated in the trenches. The offensive line looked really good today. Other than Darnell Wright's 1 holding call, the O-line looked solid and held up against the Bills' defensive front. The starters were Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins, Coleman Shelton. Matt Pryor was in at right guard, with Darnell Wright at right tackle. I thought the offensive line looked really solid. Other than Ryan Bates and Nate Davis both being out, I thought Matt Pryor held his own and looked like a guy who could be a starting guard. Maybe I'm not as worried about Nate Davis as I thought. With both Ryan Bates and Matt Pryor able to fill in, maybe this offensive line isn't in that bad of shape. Even the backups held their own though, allowing only one sack all game and paving the way for 142 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. This offensive line looked great today. Quick shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video.
Michael Vick at BetUS.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
But so did the defensive line without Montez Sweat even playing. They really showed some flashes today. Dominique Robinson, Austin Booker, and Zach Pickens all flashed. Zach Pickens had a big sack at the end of the first half that would stop a potential scoring drive from Mitch Trubisky. That was great to see, but then Austin Booker had an incredible game. There was one drive in the fourth quarter where he completely dominated the Bills' offense and showed off his potential. Up 19-6 in the fourth, Booker would get a sack on first down, and then he would tackle Frank Gore on second down, and then get another sack on third down. Booker finished the game with 2.5 sacks and really showed off his potential. You have to love what you saw from Austin Booker. But also on the defense, Daniel Hardy got a sack, Khalid Kareem got a sack, and linebacker Amen Ogbongbemiga would get one as well. ESPN would credit us with 7 sacks and 8 tackles for loss. What a showing for the defensive line. Elsewhere, sorry for those on the Brett Rippon train, but he didn't do much today, going 1 for 2 for just 10 yards. Tyson Bagent got a lot of reps. He went 5 for 8 for 47 yards, and he also had a highlight pass to Steven Carlson that got overturned as the tight end couldn't control the catch after hitting the ground. Great pass though, and Bagent again would get the defense to jump off sides twice. His hard count and his use of cadence has been impressive. I thought it was a good day for Tyson Bagent. Austin Reed would get more reps later in the game. The undrafted rookie out of Western Kentucky had his debut rained out last week in Canton. I thought he looked great today, finishing 2 for 4 with 50 yards passing. He had another pass to Dante Pettis overturned as well, because Pettis couldn't hold on to the ball either. Probably the worst thing I saw was the drops from the Bears players. Cole Kmet and DJ Moore had rare drops early, and then Steven Carlson and Dante Pettis continued the trend in the second half. Hopefully they can buck that soon. But Velus Jones Jr. did look good at running back, getting 6 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. And then undrafted rookie Ian Wheeler also had a good debut late in the fourth quarter. He had 5 carries for 43 yards and 2 touchdowns, helping put the Bills away. On special teams, we had a solid debut from Torrey Taylor. Meanwhile, Josh Blackwell got a ton of reps at corner and also would come in as a punt returner in the second half. Blackwell had 2 returns for 20 yards, and Greg Stroman Jr. had a 15-yard punt return as well. But our starting punt returner is DeAndre Carter. He got shaken up early in the game, an unnecessary roughness call by the Bills' safety, but he would come back in the game and seem to be okay. Overall, the Bears dominated the Bills in the trenches, controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, something that all fans have to love to see. On top of that, Caleb Williams' NFL debut, as far as preseason goes, was extremely impressive, and the Bears start out the preseason 2-0. I don't put much stock into preseason records, but hey, we are the only 2-0 team in the NFL preseason right now. How is everyone feeling? Let me know in the comments. Bears football is back. Hit that like button and let me get an FGB if you're excited. Quick shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. Stay tuned. I have a ton more content on the way. And until next time, bear down.